Well, welcome back to Steve Rob Reviews. Today we're going to do a review on a new belt sander I bought. A couple of vids back there, I did a tear down on my old belt sander. Guys, I had to have that for so many years, and it was quite tough trying to find another belt sander. So of course I put in the comments, what do you guys think I should get for a belt sander? And I shopped around all over. I went to all the big box stores, took a look at them all and everything. And my criteria was it had to suit my purpose. And my purpose in a belt sander might not be the same as yours. I'm going to show you how I use a belt sander. And this is part of the criteria. So the one I picked is this one right here. And I just thought I'd show you. You can take a look there at the number. And it comes in two versions. It comes in a variable speed. And the one that I got, just one speed. That's it, just on and off. The last one I had was a model from Sears, and it had the variable speed on it. And to tell you the truth, I only used it at the one speed, the highest speed all the time. So I thought, why should I spend an extra 50 bucks on a variable speed that I'm never going to use anyways? Another thing I did was, I still have lots of these belts left, but I'll use these. These are the 3x21, and I went to a 3x24. So I got the Makita belts with it, and the box is pretty much the same as the belts inside, and you can see there's really not that much of a difference, maybe an inch and a half longer. But what I like to do is just mention that I really don't think I need a variable speed, and a lot of them have variable speeds. Another thing that I did not like about most of the newer belt sanders was their design. And for me, I just couldn't incorporate it into what I do. So what I like about this design in the first place, well, first of all, it's a Makita. And you can see I've got my, my router's a Makita. And usually what do you do when you have good success with a power tool? You stick with the same brand. And same as this one. And guys, this is really heavy, and I like it for that. And it's ergonomically, you know, like it fits. That's the best thing I could do, say, is it fits. Another thing is the dust bag on the side. That was ideal for me, and it had to be able to sit level like that, and there's a reason why. I'm going to show you. Now, they're all the same. All they really have is just the tensioner here, and it just makes the belt track, you know, in the center, and that's pretty well it. And then they have the quick change, you know, to take your belt off and on. And guys, that's not hard to do. It's just a flick of a lever, and that's it. I mean, there's no sense me showing you how to do that kind of stuff. But I'm going to show you the reason why I like this compared to a lot of people go out and they buy one that's more of a bench mount. So it sits here, and it's also got like a round disc on the side. I looked at them. I just couldn't buy them because sometimes I have to take this with me, and you actually have to do something, you know, by taking down some wood in a particular spot, and I could never use a surface mount type of belt sander. So I went with this. And there's something else I want to show you. When I did the review on this one here, at the end of the cord, what was there? One of these doohickeys. You guys remember that for those who've been following the channel? So at the end of this vid, I'm going to take this apart, because there were so many people guessing what this thing is on the end of the cord. And another thing, I have never owned a power tool in my life, except this one here. Guys, 16-foot cord. And it's not like a cheap plastic cord. This is a decent cord, 16 feet long. Have you guys ever bought a power tool that had a 16-foot cord on it? Well, this is the first one for me. Take you over to my table saw, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a demonstration of how I use this most of the time. And then we're going to take this sucker off right here. So let's get to it right now. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this. This is an ordinary scrap piece of wood here. And this is a piece of pine. Guys, I like working with a lot of pine. And a lot of times when you have a piece of wood and you just want to smooth it over, well, this is what I do. And this is the reason why I bought this type of model, is because it has a flat top. You take a look at all the other different belt sanders out there, and you're going to see that they have a handle on the top, or they got some kind of an obstruction that will not allow you to do this. And that's exactly that I want to do with this belt sander. And my old Craftsman was exactly the same. It had the flat top, so I can turn it upside down and use it in a dual purpose mode. So I'll just show you, for instance, how I do it. Now that was only just one quick pass, but I'll tell you what, that's just like night and day compared to using an oscillating sander and that kind of stuff. I also use this on steel. I don't think you're supposed to do this, but sometimes if I'm working with some, say, aluminum or softer steel, or even just mild steel, and I want to put like a nice round shape on it where my other metalworking tools are a little too aggressive and I want to polish it up really nice, well, this is what I go to. But most of the time, yeah, I'm using it for wood, and this is the reason why. So take a look if you're interested in taking a look at different belt sanders if you do woodworking, and try to get one that mounts like this that you can turn upside down and use like a benchtop model, and saves you from buying two tools, right? So let's take a look at the end of this power cord, because there's a little thing on the end there I showed you. And so many people were interested last time, what's in that thing? And there was, people were saying that they're ferro rod type of gizmo to straighten out electrical imbalances and all this kind of stuff. And I posted it on Instagram what it was. Let's take a look, and I'm going to tear this thing apart. I'm going to put some gloves on first, because it's hard to get apart, and let's tear this thing apart, and I'm going to show you what's inside that thing. Okay, this is it here, and I just want to show you on the outside. I don't know if it's going to come in, but you could probably see that lettering there, and see if I can show it there properly. There it is right there. And I'll tell you, it was hard getting into this thing last time, you know, taking it apart. Guys, I really wouldn't want this thing on my saw. It would drive me right squirrely. And on my saw, on my belt sander. And I'm going to tear this apart, and I'm going to show you what's in there. Guys, you don't need this thing on there. It's no ferro rod thing, or I don't know what you call it. But all this is in here, this half, just a hunk of plastic. And this one here is one of these pellets. I guess it's like some kind of a pellet thing that when you go through the cache, they have to scan it so they know you didn't steal the product, I guess. But that's about it. And yeah, I can't imagine having that thing on my power cord. This is a 16-foot cord, and you know how much that would snag on stuff and everything, and you know, you don't need that thing at the end as far as I'm concerned. You guys seen what it is? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that looks like one of them ID tags there for anti-theft. It doesn't look like anything that's going to be, you know, balancing out electrical circuits or some kind of gizmo at the end there. So thanks for joining me here today. Guys, this belt sander is going to come in handy. I'll be using it in the future, and you'll see me using it. I like Makita tools. So far, they stand up terrific, and I'll keep on buying them. And like I say, flip it upside down, it's a dual purpose tool. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to subscribe. Come back again, guys. Let's have some more fun. Cheers.